My title is prep work in the Publix bakery, and what I do there is set up the frozen items to get them ready for baking for the next day.
And it's quite a bit. He has a routine when he walks in the front door. He checks the orders, he checks the sale ad, and he starts.
I started out earning school credit, and 2 years later I became employed.
When he first started, it wasn't in the bakery. We moved him from one department to the next, and it became that we found what Richard really liked to do and what he could do, and it all worked hand in hand. So that's how he ended up in the bakery.
I'm doing something that I like.
When the new students come in and we discover what their abilities are, we talk about that.
Then I need to find a job for them that can highlight their skills.
And there's many job tasks here in our store that they're capable of doing. That student is moved from one department to the next until we find where we see them fitting in. It comes a lot from the job coach.
Then I work one-on-one with them until they're comfortable enough and feel okay. Then I try to pair them up with a Publix employee that I know will work with them, and that moves back a little bit the support, that they're just there in case they need them. And once they're comfortable with that and show that they can do the skill, then we have them work on their own, but I'm on the job site. So if something comes up and they have a question or they don't know how to do it, I'm there to then come in and help them. And the idea is to get them totally on their own, and hopefully that the job will see how good a worker they are and hire them.
It was an evolution.
He didn't like the contact with the customers, but he was such a good worker that they decided that he could work in the back and not have to go up front.
It's like anything. They have to like what they're doing to be successful.
They worked out a position for him because he was such a hard worker.
When he got in the back and he was doing the bakery clerk position, and it was just him and his co-workers working together, and he didn't have to talk to a lot of people at first. He became very confident in his role, and he continued to develop his skills, and he just learned a new task every day. He was learning a new task.
I told Ray, I said, look, I said, he's graduating. I said, we need him, we can use him. And it's a great opportunity for him. And Ray agreed 100%. With Richard doing what he does, it just saves the bakers and myself a lot of time in the day to do other things.
The way I feel working, I feel good about it because when I first started, I was in the work experience program, and once I got the training, I became hired.
Yes, I'd say we developed that job for him.
He's evaluated just like our associates are. Every 6 months or when their evaluation comes up, Richard's given an evaluation, and depending on his job performance and the tasks that he does, he's given his raises as needed. At that time, he's also given his job performance of what he needs to work on and improve. And for the 9 years that Richard's been here, after we give him those tasks, he puts his whole heart into it and gives everything he can to improve those tasks. And he continues to improve each and every day.
He's very productive.
You won't find anyone that's more loyal to their company than Richard, more dependable than Richard. Richard is here 10 minutes before his job. His tasks are completed in a timely manner, and he gives everything. And he's the type of associate that our co-workers love to be around. When I first started at Publix, I was shy and scared because I was entering a new world with different people. And once I've been there long enough and knowing the people better, I've gotten used to it and comfortable with it.
He's just a totally different person. He carries himself differently. He has more confidence in himself.
When I come in the morning, I say hi to the ladies, and they say hi back to me, and they ask me how I'm doing. Sometimes I'll say marvelous, fantastic, outstanding, incredible, words like that.
Well, at the individual education plan, when we were talking about Richard's future, I asked the parents if they'd considered Richard driving, and they were a little reluctant. They said they had put him behind the wheel a little bit, but they really hadn't pursued it. And I said to them, in my opinion, I believe Richard could drive.
I was working nights then, and I would have to drive him after working. We had to make a decision. It was either he wasn't going to be able to do it, or he would have to learn how to drive.
When I first started learning how to drive, I was very nervous and stiff. Once I practiced more, I gotten better at it.
Does pay for his car if we go on a vacation. He will pay for that. He pays for his own health insurance.
Having an income makes me feel good that I have money and I can use it for anything.
He's a pioneer. We've been having the program for about 9 years now. And Richard has become a role model around here to the other students. And he sets the example. We know it can be successful.
There are students at Publix and they think of me as an example because I was a student there also, and then I became employed. So maybe one day those students will become employed themselves and do what I did.
It's just a total win situation.